Tree Talking Time is brought to you by Conkey's Outdoors. Get all your hound hunting needs at conkeys.com. Welcome to Tree Talking Time, where we talk all things tree dogs, from the smallest feists to the largest hounds, treating squirrels to bears and everything in between. And from time to time, we might even run a little fast game. Need reliable housing for your animals? Animal Housing Solutions in Mayo, Florida builds custom coops, kennels, and shelters that are strong, durable, and designed with your animal's comfort in mind. Whether you need a large-scale kennel or a small custom chicken coop, they've got you covered. Quality craftsmanship, great service, and solutions built to last. That's the Animal Housing Solution promise. Check them out at Animal Housing Solutions on Facebook. Animal Housing Solutions, where your animals come first. Your dogs deserve the very best, and that's exactly what Elite Nutrition Canine Products delivers. Packed with premium ingredients and backed by science, their formulas are designed to boost energy, support joint health, and keep coats shiny and strong. Whether you've got a working dog, a hunting partner, or just a loyal best friend, Elite Nutrition gives them the fuel they need to thrive. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose the nutrition your dog deserves. Find Elite Nutrition Canine Products today and give your dog the Elite Edge. Go to shopeliteglobal.com and use the code TREE10 on your next purchase. That I also appreciate opening your home and letting me come and stay here. And
Yeah.
It's been a good time.
Yep. I hate it's almost 15 hours away, but
I know. That's the worst part is where I live. There's nobody and nothing is close to me as far as the hunting dog world.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. How far would it be, like upstate New York?
just the New York line, like not New York City, but like just to be crossing the New York State where you would want to hunt. It's probably 4 hours.
That's not bad. I do know that there's quite a few English guys up in upstate New York.
Like I know it doesn't really look like the center of the of the East Coast, but for us to get to Maine versus like the bottom of Florida, it's about 18 to 20 hours either way.
Wow.
Like if you want to go to the top of Maine or the bottom of Florida. So
it looks like it's 3 times as far from Pennsylvania to Florida, though.
I know. I don't know why, but I know multiple people that have been up to the top of Maine, and it's...
I know why it takes so long.
Why?
It's all them liberals you got to go through to get there.
Part of it's probably, well, you got to go through multiple cities if you go south. That's why if I leave my house, I try to make sure I leave super early, just from a standpoint of getting out and around Baltimore.
Oof.
So.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to deal with any of that. Anytime I have to go east, I go out of my way to go around Atlanta. Mm-hmm. It's horrible. Catherine and them, they go through there. They go to Atlanta going to, I guess it's a big aquarium over there.
Okay.
They go over there once every other year.
How far is that from here?
I think Atlanta's like 5 hours,
okay.
5.5 hours. But like during traffic, it takes you 5 hours to get there. And then it takes you like an hour to get from outside of town to inside where you got to go. Yep. Memphis really, I mean, everybody talks about the Memphis traffic being so terrible. And, I mean, Memphis is, well, on 240 on the loop or, going around the 40, like where you cross the bridge.
Okay.
We got the old bridge, crosses Mississippi River at I-55. And you go a little bit north, and then we got what they call the new bridge. It's been there forever, but we call it the new bridge.
I think I came across the old bridge to come here today.
Probably. It's been closed for construction.
I don't remember if I came across the bridge I went across last year.
Did you see the pyramid when you crossed?
I didn't see it.
Okay, then you came across the old bridge, which is the I-55 bridge.
It must have been what I came across because I'm finally realizing wait a minute. Yeah, I didn't realize I crossed the river. I'm like, because I was looking for the pyramid. I'm like,
yeah,
and looking for that big giant bridge that I'd crossed before. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't cross that bridge.
Yeah,
but I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm across.
All that up through there, going across on the old bridge. All that interstate system up there is brand new, and they redid all that since Bass Pro bought the Pyramid.
Okay.
They've been working on it since. I mean, it's been a while now, but used to, when you crossed the river going that way, you went to the old bridge, and then it just, it kind of made a left-hand turn. You went across the bridge. Well, now if you keep going, it actually takes you right into Bass Pro Shop's parking lot.
Okay.
But anyway, the traffic's, heck, I think traffic is as bad coming into Mississippi now as it is going into Tennessee, because there's so many people implanting out of Shelby County and Memphis trying to get away from the crime, coming just across the line, down here with us. Some of our, like where the town I work in, Hernando, it's Commerce Street where my shop's at. It's 2-lane. And when you go under 55, it narrows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's so many people on Friday afternoons, it'll take you 45 minutes to go 2 miles.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I think that's a common problem is people just moving out of urban areas and moving to more rural areas.
Yeah. Which
I think just translates to more issues for all of us.
Yeah. Well, as dog hunters, everybody talks about it. You got where we hunted tonight. The farm we parked on is that side of the road is 275 acres, and when we crossed that levee,
mm-hmm.
that's 1,500 acres.
Okay.
If we would have went west to the next farm, there's a Mosby Road comes in and dead ends, and there's 3 or 4 houses back in there. One guy's got 5 acres. All right. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about, close to 2,000 acres, and he's got 5 acres there.
Yeah.
Every now and then the dogs will go that way if the wind's coming out of that way, and he's got a problem with it. I'm like,
yeah,
you've got a tiny little old parcel over here that you just bought.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest problem that I have with well, no, I ain't gonna say that's the biggest problem I have with all these folks moving in, but they just make the price of everything, and it's just cluster and
mm-hmm.
They taking over a lot of our farmland. The older generations getting old and dying out, and it costs so much to farm that their kids don't want to have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they've grew up farming and don't want to do it at all. So
exactly.
They're selling, and almost seems like around here, every one of them selling to subdivisions,
That's where I live. And it's been long before I started hunting, so it's not like a problem I had, or like I've seen from where I had a bunch of land and I've lost, just because, like I said, it's been a problem, or it's been happening since before I was hunting. But I live between 2 major cities, and I'm about an hour from each of them, so they've just moved out, and every farm that gets sold gets split up.
Yep. Then both of them cities just expanding and
yep.
pinching you in.
Yep.
Yep. Well, here, when I was coming up, preteen, teenager, I lived in South Haven, which borders South Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
When you cross the line into Memphis, it's Whitehaven, and we were in South Haven, which is Mississippi, and you can't cross into one. It looks the same.
Yeah.
There were, I think, when I was coming up in a kid, there were around 10,000 was a population.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 53,000.
Jeez.
Something like that now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just one little city in the county. And there's South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, Hernando.
Yeah.
It's huge. And all of them, Hernando is probably the smallest where I work. It's
mm-hmm.
probably the smallest city still.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, people are implants. They're just moving in from everywhere. It really changed when they built the casinos in Tunica.
Okay.
Tunica was one of the poorest counties in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And when the casinos came in, and I guess the way the state did it was those casinos had to be built on water, couldn't be on land. So the companies came in and started buying up farmland up and down the Mississippi River, or they would lease the farmland. And what they done was they would just dig moats and then build the casino on the dry. And technically it would be surrounded by water. So it was, on the river water.
Yeah.
And of course the casinos were, they were bringing in their own employees, and they were building whole entire apartment complexes.
Yeah.
bringing all these employees in and hiring a lot of folks, and they started pouring money because Tunica, for a while became one of the more richer counties. They got all new roads, all new blacktop. It was still a lot of dirt roads, gravel roads, and now they're all blacktop.
Yep.
So that just brought a whole bunch more people in. Know, now the casinos are kind of going out of style. The like I told you when we were hunting, the people that own the farm we were on tonight, they bought the northernmost casino when it went out of business. They bought the casino, and they use the grounds as that's where they park all the farm equipment, and I think 4 times a year they have these huge equipment auctions. I mean, you can go in there and buy anything, combines, tractors, trucks, trailers, goosenecks, but most of the casinos have gone by the wayside, which is fine.
Yeah. But it's still a problem, like you said, just influx of people, and like you said, you had a bunch of gravel roads. Now they're all blacktop, which makes people fly. Which, if you're hunting around them, I'd much rather have a gravel road over a blacktop road.
Absolutely. That's why I'm so fortunate to have so many big places to hunt like we did tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, we parked by a house, but it was on that road. That road ends in that curve, and another road picks up, but I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere, so there's very, very little traffic. Yeah. And then from there south, there's no roads or no houses till you get to the river. You cross the river, it's probably 2 miles. You come into some government, public hunting. Yeah. Across that river, and then there's no houses or roads on the, public access, so it's a pretty safe place to hunt, other than it, floods real bad, and there's probably 10 cottonmouth per square inch in the summertime.
Yeah, you can keep all that. I'll come here in the wintertime. But no, I've been getting a lesson on how things flooding things for duck hunting the last few days, and levees and all this stuff. Because like I said, back home doesn't exist. Yeah. So
that's a way of life. A lot of these farmers around here, that they supplement their income in the wintertime by levying up, their place. Especially the farmers that grow rice. Yeah. They've already got the levees up, and they've already got pumps. The rice has to be wet. So once they harvest the rice and duck season gets closer, they'll re-flood the fields, and then they lease them to duck hunters every year for big money. I mean, I think my nephew was leasing one field. I think it was 40-acre field, had one pit in it. It was $5,600 a year.
Wow.
Yeah. He had about 6 good days on it.
That sucks. Yeah. That's crazy though. And it was funny. We were when I was just up at the super hunt the other night. Some guys from, I forget who it was, but I think it was Andrew Goss, who's from Ohio. And we were talking about it, and he goes, how do these people get away with flooding all this stuff? He goes, in Ohio, you couldn't do that. You can't pull water out of a river to flood a field. And I'm like, it's just a different way of life down here.
Yep. A lot of these farmers they put pumps in, just like the well that runs this house, except they're just, a lot bigger and a lot more gallons per minute flowing through. And they a lot of them they'll be out in the middle of the field, be a pump house, and it'll just have a diesel, just a diesel engine that runs it. Yeah. You keep the diesel going, keep it on, it'll pump as long as you put diesel to it.
Well, I went and was hunting over in Arkansas earlier today, and we parked right next to a giant pump. I mean, I'm talking that culvert. The water was coming out. It was probably 24-inch culvert, and it was just flowing as fast as that. That culvert was just jam-packed full of water. It wasn't like a trickler out of there, pumping out of the White River. And but yeah, we pulled up, and as soon as I got out of the truck, heard that pumping. I'm like, what in the world? And then we walked up a little ways, and I saw where it was pumping.
Yeah, I figured, I figured Ohio, they got a lot of flat farmland. I figured they would be for irrigation for them crop fields, the row crops. They ought to be able to pull water out of the river, I would think. What does it matter? The river's going downstream anyway. It ain't like it's it ain't like that river water staying right there in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it came from somewhere and it's leaving out, so why not use it to irrigate?
Yeah. I don't know. I just know he said, like, ODNR wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know much about it, but I know, like, you want to dig a pond or you want to do anything that requires water in Pennsylvania, you got to get the, what is it, DEP, which is basically PA's like EPA, you know, involved. Because, like, in front of my house is kind of it lays a little wet. And I thought about it. I was like, I'd rather dig one low spot and let it be a pond and kind of fill the rest of it in so it's not a big swamp.
Right.
And I approached the one guy in the township, and he goes, good luck. And he kind of told me the whole process. I was like, all right, I guess I won't do that.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it's quite worth it.
Yeah, it's. I dug that pond in my front pasture, but I didn't call and ask nobody. I just we had an excavator sitting there, and I thought it'd be a good place to put a pond when I fence it. You know, I get that side of the pasture fenced in for horses. I just figured it'd be a good spot to put a pond, so I just dug one.
There you go.
We're so far out here in the boondocks, ain't nobody coming to look at us no way.
Yeah. Like we said, I already said, I unfortunately don't live out in the boondocks, so.
Yeah. Did you have any trouble getting here? Finding the place?
No. Phone brought me right in here.
That's good. I got a good friend of mine that I was talking about earlier that owns the gun shop. He teases and says every time he comes out here, he has to make sure he's got a full tank of gas so he can get back home.
Yeah. No, this is not the most remote place I've been today. I tell you what, when I crossed the river into Missouri today, it's like the southeast corner of Missouri, there was nothing out there.
You come across, did you come through Illinois?
No, from Tennessee.
From Tennessee. Oh, yeah, right there. I think it's right close to Cape Girardeau.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I think that's the only place up there to cross. When I go to Illinois, I'm in Mississippi. I cross the river into Arkansas. I go north into Missouri. I cross back across the river into Tennessee, and then I go into Illinois.
Okay.
And I think it's Cape Girardeau where you cross that right there.
Maybe.
Was it like I-555?
Maybe. I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, I think you come to Cape Girardeau.
Like I said, I got over there, and there was nothing out there.
The fields.
Yep. And it was foggy this morning. So, but
back in the day when we were duck hunting and goose hunting a bunch, we would go up there and at the end of every duck season, they have a conservation season.
Okay.
And for snow geese, and they let you go in them. A lot of them farmers will let you come in their field, and there's no limit. And you can use unplugged guns. There's no limit on the amount of geese you can kill, and they'll let you use electronic game calls.
Okay.
And they just, they come in here by the hundreds of thousands of geese come into one field. They'll just tear that field up overnight.
Yeah.
So we used to go up to Cape Girardeau and what is that up in Tennessee? We used to go to Reelfoot Lake.
I didn't stay very far from Reelfoot Lake last night.
Yeah. You wasn't far.
So, but well, I have Jeremy Garner here. It's been a while since you've been on the podcast.
It has been a hot minute.
Yeah, you were hunting albino brindles back then.
Yeah,
and old Kemmer dogs.
Yeah,
but your kennel looks a little different today.
It does. I tell somebody. Matter of fact, a guy shot me a message a couple of days ago, and he was like, "Man, you ain't scared to hunt a different color dog, are you?" I said, "Look, buddy, I used to be kennel blind and color blind, and I passed on probably a lot of good crosses and a lot of good pups because I was just, an idiot and thought I could only hunt one color from one bloodline, or it had to be this, or couldn't have this bloodline, and I just realized that, if you really want to find a nice dog that you like, that operates the way you want to, you got to be willing to hunt anything. So
yeah,
that's where I've come to. I'm hunting a bluetick.
You're hunting a bluetick.
Yeah. Never thought I've hunted with some, and I've hunted with some that I thought were, pretty nice dogs, and I've hunted with a bunch that were just, big and slow, the typical old style, big old droopy eyed, long ear, mud flap looking blue tick.
Yep.
But I stumbled across one that is nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dead silent on the track. I mean, kind of a smaller, tighter built. I mean, she got a good head and good set of mud flaps. She's just a little tighter built.
Yeah, she's not super big.
Yeah. Don't blow out of the country, but I mean, she don't stand around. I mean, tonight she just gets down to business. Trees coons.
Yep. We had a good little hunt.
Yeah.
Heck, we're out there for what, hour and a half?
Probably. Looked at 6 coons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't gonna tell everybody that 5 of them was in the same tree. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, we cut her loose. First tree she made I think they were
3 in the actual tree she was on.
3 in the tree she was on, but within arm's length were 2 different trees on either side of her, and both of those had singles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a bad night.
Nope.
Back like I told you, back in the day when we was really just out looking for tailgate shots, we would have rolled all 5 of them dudes out.
Yep.
Wouldn't have had no problem with doing it.
Mm-hmm.
If we'd have done that 3 times, we'd have had a tailgate with 15 coons on it.
Exactly.
Wouldn't have bothered me one bit. That spot we went to tonight, in the last 7 days, I've shot 12 coons out of them woods. And we went in there tonight, parked in the same spot, cut loose in the same spot, and looked at 6, 7, because we shined 1 at the truck.
Yeah.
Yep. And we didn't go in a half mile. We never got a half mile from the truck.
No.
Looked at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, and that place is, almost 2,000 acres.
Yeah.
To get into the back, we didn't hardly.
Yeah. We didn't. We didn't even get in any water. Like I was telling you when we were out there, Daniel Felker, he said that was scandalous. It was so many coons out there. And it's a good spot to, when somebody comes to town, and I really want to take them to a good spot, and easy walking, flat ground, and I want my dog to look good. That's where I go. I mean, I've got places that don't. I mean, everywhere I have is good spots. Got a lot of coons, but that's one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. Just because it's the the swampier type. Like I said, brushy bayou runs right through there, and it's loaded with coons. And when somebody comes to hunt, I want to look the best, and I want my dog to look the best. So
for sure, everyone does.
Yeah, I'm going to set us up for success. I think that time I told you I went and hunted with Dwight Anderson, I think he took me to the worst, roughest, steepest, nastiest. I don't think there was a coon that lived in there in 10 years. I think the hemlocks and the mountain laurel took over that spot.
Yep. It's hard to tree coon up in the mountains. I've hunted a few times up in the mountains, and it's not for me.
No, it is not for me either. The dogs treed to 800 yards, took us an hour and 45 minutes to get there.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, that's not me. My feet and legs ain't cut out for that.
Both your legs are the same length.
That's right. Dwight Anderson, he got one leg shorter than the other, walking around the edges of them mountains.
Yep. Yeah, I know a few billy goats. Yeah. Climb them mountains like there's nothing to it, and I'm like, I don't know.
I've tried to get him to come down here and hunt with me. He always says he's busy. I think he's scared. I think he'd get lost if he comes down here in the flatwoods.
There's a lot of people that live in mountains that are used to hills and landmarks, and they don't like flatwoods because you're right. There's no landmarks you can't see.
It's always been said that southern dogs can't go up north and tree coons. Mm-hmm. And the northern dogs come down here and can't hunt. And I've seen. Living right here 30 minutes from the Winter Classic, I think it's been here 18 years, something like that.
Okay.
And I've guided pretty much every year. I've never entered a dog in the Winter Classic. I've just guided, some years I've guided forecast a night. Wow. If they just, a couple years I wasn't going to guide at all, and then they would call me and go, hey, we've got some, a guy didn't show up, so we've got a cast standing here with nowhere to go. Can you? Mm-hmm. So I'll have them meet me and just take them somewhere. And I've gotten to see a lot of dogs of every different, paint job, every different line, come from about every state there is. And the biggest issue I see is the water in the flat.
Yeah.
Dogs come out of the mountains. come down here in February and it's flooded. So many coons, blows their mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that, you know, in a couple nights or a week they, you know, would adjust and get used to it and be able to tree coons, but dumping them out first time they ever been in here, and and you know,
not used to it.
A dog coming from the mountains and then they have to hunt in 2 foot of water for a mile.
Yep.
You know, you walk a mile in 2 foot of water and have to try to track a coon across it. They just, and you take a dog that might see, you know, 2 or 3 coons a month, and you know, like this week, I mean, seeing 5 coons in one tree, it's that's the biggest thing is they getting all them coons, and they don't know which one to tree.
Yeah,
I've having all them cornfields behind my house, helping people start young dogs for the public. I've taken a young dog that can tree coons, but hasn't been around a bunch of coons, and I throw them in that cornfield, and there's been 15 coons in that field. Them dogs, they go in that corn, strike a track, it crosses a track, and that track crosses another coon track. They don't know how to take the one track, take it to the tree, so they stay in that corn all night. They get hot and burn up. Just too many coons.
Mm-hmm.
Your dog has to get used to it. You know?
Oh yeah, it's definitely different. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think that's one reason I've always liked the mountain curs. They just seem to adjust quicker, you know, to so many coons and shooting out a lot of coons.
Yeah.
I've had some hounds that you couldn't shoot coons to at all. They just get plumb ignorant. And
I got one.
Do you?
He doesn't get ignorant, but he acts a little stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
Conkey's Outdoors is proud to be a sponsor of Tree Talking Time. Family, hunting, tradition is the Conkey's motto. They understand the importance of passing down the tradition of hound hunting. They are a family-owned business that treats you like family. They also understand the importance of having the gear you need when you need it. Conkey's carries everything for your next hunt, and it ships to your door quick. They also offer great warranties on all tracking systems and financing options. Check them out at conkeys.com. You can also use the code TreeTalkingTime5 in all caps to save as well.
So you went through a lot of dogs just to get these blue dogs, and the funny part is you got a puppy, and then all of a sudden ended up with, you know, an adult dog that's sure enough coon dog.
Yeah, I did. I got lucky on that. So like I said, I decided that I was just going to try everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I go through a bunch of dogs. I cull a lot of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy them. I've got my own starting pen here.
Yep.
And I'll buy them and put them in that pen, you know, for 30 days and just kind of evaluate them. Go down there I go down that pen twice a day. And on the weekends, you know, if I'm out messing around the farm and I hear the dogs tree down there, I'll stop whatever I'm doing and run down to the pen and go in and see what they got going on. And I've had some dogs that tree coons. I'm just so picky. I think I was looking for something not to like. I think I got so used to buying a dog and go, well, I'm probably going to cull it anyway. I don't even know why I'm buying it. That I started looking for reasons to cull the dog.
Yeah.
And I got so I ended up, of course, you know, I was hunting the Kimmer dogs and my albino brindles, and Bama Bama still is. I mean, an absolute one of the best cur coon dogs I've walked behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying I was not satisfied with him. I think I just got bored.
You're one of those people that likes messing with young dogs.
I do. I like watching them.
You like seeing that progression. So once you get a good finished dog,
I get bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just, you know, I mean, I still like, I mean, I'd go hunt with Bama tonight and have a good time. He'd still tree coon, but it just wasn't a challenge anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you load him up, take him in the woods, trees coons, shoot him out, trees coons, shoot him out, and go home.
Yeah.
And I know that's, most folks say, well, heck, that's what you're looking for. You know, you start with a pup and you want to go till you got one but I mean, when you hunt as much as I do, you hunt 5-6 nights a week and it's the same every night. It just gets redundant,
mm-hmm.
you know? And I'm the type of person, I get bored quick. I got to have something flashy in front of my eyes to keep me focused.
That's your ADHD kicking
yeah,
in.
Man. I mean, I'm wired for 440 myself. I got to have something keeping me interested, and I just when I decided to let Bama go, I let all the Kimmer dogs go.
Yeah,
and that's just how I'm just wired that way. I'm weird. I'm a weird dude. If I'm gonna hunt cur dogs, I'm gonna hunt cur dogs. I don't want 2-3 different type of hounds in the kennel. I want to that's just how I focus my energy and my time is one thing.
Okay.
And so I decided I'm gonna try some walker dogs, and I tried quite a few different lines of the walkers, and I liked them. I liked the Lotto dog that I had off of Big Money. I mean, she was fast on her feet. I mean, she was just a nice little, dog. She was a little smaller than what I like, but I like the speed. That's one thing I like in a dog is I like speed.
Yeah.
I ain't got to have the best tree dog or the loudest tree dog, but I want one that does it. Whatever it does, I want it to do it fast. And then I had that big mouth dog that I called Coma. He was off of the Somewhere Stylish Coma. He was pretty heavy Coma bred dog, top and bottom. And a friend of mine, Tom down south, he ended up buying him from me. And he's treeing coons with him. I mean, huge mouth. I mean, it was just ridiculous how big of a mouth. And I liked the dog. I just felt like it just still wasn't what I was after, And I mean, I know there's folks out there that don't think I'm, crazy for going through as many dogs as I do, but I mean, I just have to go through them until I find one that goes, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
This one's going to hang around a while. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to sell everything I got, and I'm just going to, me and my wife got a couple of young horses. Our horses got old, and we had kind of quit riding a little bit, and her best horse passed away, and I was looking for something to kind of fill that void for her, and ended up with a couple of young horses, and so I just said, I'm just going to take a break from dogs for a couple months.
Yeah.
Ride some horses, get these young horses rode up and broke, and then, before season gets here, something come along. And once before, I had tried a bluetick puppy from John Stieber. Yeah. And I liked the little pup. Smart, great acting pup, built good. It just, things happened, and it just didn't work out for me.
Yeah.
And I just sitting on the couch doing a little thinking, drinking one night, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try me another bluetick. I'll just find me another pup. And listening to podcasts, I went back and just started listening to different bluetick podcasts, and I even back when I was messing with, I was hunting English dogs at one time. Like I said, I just decided that I was just gonna try a little bit of everything and see if something just stuck. And there was a dog named Bama Blue Kid that I just kept hearing about, the kid dog, probably 5 or 6 years ago. Some English guys that I knew had hunted with a dog, and one of them was a big English guy, and he had a son of the kid dog, and just talked going on and on about him. So I started looking into the kid dog, and he's older and not breeding anymore. And then so just doing my research, he's I guess you could say heavy. He's pretty heavy into the I guess it's Frosty Blue Rambo 2. No, maybe that's not it. Is it Smiley's Rambo and then the Rambo 2 dog?
Gotcha.
So just looking around that particular line and talking to them guys, they were like, man, if you want speed, you get as close to the Rambo 2 dog as you can get. So that's what I was looking for. Not that I knew anything about it. I just, I decided
somebody told you at one point.
Yeah. I was like,
going with it.
I mean, I'm as many dogs as I'm going through trying. Why not? I mean, if that was a suggestion, I just tried it. So, so I don't even remember how I found out about those pups. Billy Trice and Mr. Barry Cordell in Alabama. I got in touch with them, found out they had a litter of pups. They had bred a female that they owned and raised and trained which is my shot dog that I bought.
Okay.
So I contacted them, and they had a pup available. I sent them a deposit, and then I just started calling. I'm a questions, I don't mind bugging the crap out of somebody. If there's something I don't know, I'm going to ask you, and I'll call you until you tell me I'm getting on your nerves not to call no more. So I just started calling Mr. Billy, and just, he's a super good guy and always answering my questions, and very knowledgeable. I think they've been hunting this line of dogs for like 30 years. Mm-hmm. Mr. Billy's son, I've never met him, but he was the owner of the Bocephus dog, which is Big Country's sire.
Yep.
And so they bred the shot dog to the Racket Ridge crash dog. And this is the second cross. So anyway, that's what I ended up. I just, I said, heck, I'll just try a bluetick pup. So in the meantime of me calling them, I probably called them once a week. Just, how the pup's doing, how's the mama dog doing,
Yep.
Is she a good mama, and, how the pup's looking and all that. And then inevitably we would talk dogs, and, I would ask them about the Rambo 2 dogs and, other dogs in that same line, like the Frosty Blue Bobo dog, and just kind of looking forward, looking what to expect out of this pup. And then one day out of the blue, Mr. Billy calls me and he says, "Have you found your dog to hunt?" I was like, "No, I ain't found nothing. I've been looking. I've talked to a couple guys about dogs, but it's either doesn't sound like something I want to mess with, or it's more money than what I want to spend."
Yeah.
And so he said that him and Mr. Barry had talked it over, and they was going to offer me the shot dog. So I just bought her a telephone. I'm like, sure, I'll take her. She's a good-looking dog.
Yeah.
And I had, just because I was getting a pup from her, off of her, I had went back and watched about 30 videos that they had put, over the years. Mm-hmm. And, I knew she would tree coons. I didn't know anything about how she hunted.
Yeah.
So I just, I've wasted a lot of money going through dogs. So I was like, what's one more? So, and they gave her to me on trial. They said, hey, take her and hunt her. She hadn't been hunted in 4 months. They bred her, and it was summertime. They didn't want to take a chance on getting her snake bit.
Yeah.
So they quit hunting her. And then, of course, she raised a litter of pups. I think she was off pups a week and a half when I picked her up.
Okay.
And I gave her 3 days. I was going to give her a week, and I was just going to kind of ease her into it, because he told me that, the last time they bred her, she was kind of slow to get back going. And, of course, I knew she was out of shape, still a little baggy from the pups.
Yeah.
Typical female dog after having pups. But on the third night, I told my wife, I was like, man, I'm just going to take her out, one quick tree. I just want to see, if she'll go hunting. I don't know nothing about the dog other than what I seen in the videos. And, she didn't. She's twice the dog what I was expecting I was getting.
Yeah.
She's been going since the first night I cut her out. Mm-hmm. I've not taken her a single night since I bought her that we hadn't treed coons.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. The other night she treed, just me. I just been going, me and her. She treed, I knocked 6 out to her. She treed 4 singles and a double.
Okay.
She actually treed 2 doubles, and I only shot 1, and then the next double, I thought it was 1, and when I shot up in there, I ended up hitting both of them. So I just went ahead and rolled them out to her. It ain't like I'm thinning them out.
No. That's one thing I think that's crazy is your coon population here is very robust.
And you hear on the podcast, everybody's talking about, they ain't got no coons in the South. And I'm like, what part of the South have y'all been in? Because, you can shoot 1 coon, 10 come to his funeral here, Like I think I said earlier, where we were at, in the last week, I've shot 7 out. And I've shot 12 out in the last 7 days. And we
looked at 7.
We looked at 7 in the same exact spot.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's easy to get a young dog going.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of calls from folks wanting me to, hunt dogs for them.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of young dogs, that pup had a shot. Pretty impressive. How old's that pup?
8 weeks old.
8 weeks old and goes crazy over a dead coon.
Nuts from the very first. I brought shot treated a coon a couple nights ago. It may have been 5 nights ago now. And I had shot in one hand and the coon in the other, taking her to the kennel. And of course that pup barking this son of a gun, man. I mean, I like everything else about her, but she does not shut up in that kennel.
Yeah, just give her some time.
Yeah, I'm trying to give her time. But anyhow, I threw that coon over on the ground, where I could, handle shot and put her in the kennel. And when I'm feeding dogs, I always just let my puppies run loose. Okay. I've got that, I fenced in that puppy run back there. It's 50 by 100, and I just let my pups run. My wife's chicken coop, is right next to it, and the pups will go over there and chase chickens up and down the fence line or whatever.
Yeah.
And she went, first coon she seen, she went straight to it, and immediately she was pulling fur and, tail wagging, all excited. So I drug it around the yard, playing with it, and, let her chew on it. And, Briar, my 11-year-old son, he goes out there in the afternoons and lets her out of the kennel and runs around in the yard and, lets her run loose, plays with her. And she's just a good acting pup, crazy over a coon. Another night treated a couple of coons. I brought them home. And as I walked in, I just threw the coon over on top of my whelper.
Yeah.
Walked by and put shot in her kennel and let the puppy out. And that puppy was winding that coon. The coon never touched the ground. I never put it let it touch dirt.
That's pretty impressive.
That
pup was throwing her head up.
Yeah, I put that video on Facebook. She just other than the kennel barking part, she's just a good acting pup. I put her down in my starting pen a day just to get her out of that kennel, and in the first hour she was down there, she never shut up.
I think in a little time she'll develop a little more sense and
like I said, at Thanksgiving, I'll take a few dogs every now and then for other folks and put in my starting pen. If I ain't got nothing in it, and I try to stop doing that at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
As deer season opens, and like I said, Briar's deer stand is about 60 yards from the fence and the pen, and if I got dogs in there during deer season, they'll see us going to the deer stand and they'll just come to the fence and bark.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got a guy's pup that's been here for about 6 weeks, bluetick pup, and I'm taking her back next week, and I'm getting a puppy from him. So
nice.
I'll have 2, and she won't be out there by herself. So I'm hoping that'll settle her down a little bit, and then. As young as they are, I like to have 2 in that starting pen because it's an acre and a half of woods, and having just one pup down there at night, they get,
Yeah. A little confidence.
Yeah. Well, it's the separation anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why them pups sit in them kennels and bark. They just get, she's in a 15 by 25 kennel. So, it ain't like she's cooped up.
Yeah.
But just the anxiety of being in there by herself, being away from the mom, being away from the siblings for the first time, having 2. Normally, I try to keep 2 pups.
Okay.
It's just a little 2-week lull in there that I got to put up with. Yeah. So maybe they'll work out for me. I like the shot dog. I'm not used to hunting a stone cold silent hound, but she trees coons on the outside.
That's what matters.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll hunt. You seen tonight, she handles good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. She listens.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like hunting a house dog.
I would say so.
Yeah. So, and I don't mind I've got a couple folks that's cut me some messing with me about blue ticks, but if they're treeing coons, like I said, I used to be colorblind and kennel blind, and I don't care about none of that anymore. I still like one to operate a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them standing around. I want them to leave my feet, and I want them to get treed, and I just want them to do it fast. They ain't got to be the most picture perfect, flashiest dog out there. It helps. I like having a good looking dog that looks good on the tree. They make for good Facebook pictures.
That's for sure.
But when it comes down to it, where I'm at in what I want, I whether it be a red tick, blue tick, tricolored dog, albino brindle, as long as it ain't a street bred dog, I'm gonna hunt it. I'll tree the coons myself before I hunt one of them curs that's street bred. I just can't do it.
You're just not quite over that kennel blindness hump.
Yeah. I mean, as my good friend Doc Holliday says, my hypocrisy only goes so far.
Well, I got a long drive ahead of me tomorrow, so I think we're going to wrap this one up. But I appreciate you sitting down with me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you letting me come.
Yeah, man, I had a
great time.
I'm glad it worked out this way. I was going to come up to Dyersburg and hang out with you today, but I had a lot of stuff to get kind of winterize around the barn. We got this cold front come through, so when you said you was going to have some free time, I wanted to come hang out.
Yep.
So had a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yep. And the video from our hunt will be up probably in another month or two. I don't know.
You going to make me wait that long?
I'm going to make you wait that long.
Well, congratulations on purchasing Full Cry.
I appreciate that.
I look forward to that. I've tried to be a big supporter for you.
You have. You, especially early on, you were sharing everything, and I think you definitely helped me grow. That's for sure.
I always, when I first got into dogs, Full Cry was I somewhere around here. I've got some Full Cry from the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah. And
then, of course, from the 90s and early 2000s, I've always been a fan of. I was telling my wife earlier when I told her that you had bought it. In the age of information and internet, I know some of the magazines. I mean, it's so easy to flip that phone out and jump on Facebook and look at a stud ad, but I still like looking at a magazine, and I know a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I used to love waiting on that Full Cry to come in to see, especially if I want to hunt somewhere.
I knew to see your picture.
Yes, I knew it was going to be in Full Cry. I want to see my mug shot in there.
Yep.
I might not be the prettiest thing, but I still want to look at myself, especially if I'm in the winter circle with something.
Yep.
So I look forward to seeing what you do with the magazine.
Appreciate it.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Tree Talking Media. And until next time, keep them talking in the timber.